Hi all. So here we comes with another episode of our Newfoundland Diary. So this is a much requested topic to know about the reference letter or proof of your experience with regards to Canada immigration. So this is a must-have document for all the Canadian immigration aspirants, whether they are passing through the Express Entry Scheme or Experience Class or Atlantic Immigration Pilot or any provincial nomination programs. And this employer reference letter or your experience letter is considered to be as a critical proof of your work experience, which may cause a rejection or acceptance of your application. In this video, we will discuss about the required format of the reference letter, as well as who all have to submit this reference letter, and how to work around the common problem that employer is not providing a reference letter for you. So without much delay, let's start. So IRCC requires a candidate to provide with a letter from their employers. Actually, this letter has to be from all their employers. In the Express Entry system, you are getting scores based on your experience. So if you have mentioned that you have 10 years of experience with multiple employers, you would need to provide this employee reference letter or the experience certificate from all these four employers. In the other scenarios like Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program or the Provincial Nomination or RNIP programs, which requires a particular experience within 3 years or 4 years, so that is considered as your relevant experience. So you would have to submit the reference letters or the experience letters for this past relevant experiences. For example, for AAPP, which requires at least 1 years of experience in the last 3 years, you would at least require to submit the experience letter or the reference letter for the last 1 year. So it applies for all the employers you have worked with in this particular period. So before you trying to keep these documents ready, you should know what are the points that should covered in these reference letters.
So this is a sample company reference letter. So there are few components that is mandatory for a Canadian reference letter. I will discuss about them in short while. Coming to the components of a reference letter. So letterhead is the first one. Your reference letter should come with an appropriate letterhead, which means it should include a contact name, address, and phone number of your employer or the HR manager of your company, so that either your new Canadian employer or the immigration department can contact them directly. And it should include your job title, which means what are the positions you've been worked with the company. And it should include the detailed description of the positions and job responsibilities. And it should also indicate your start date and end dates with the company. And next comes the annual salary rate, or it may be the hourly rate. So if you have worked overtime, it should state that this is the rate for the overtime period. And a reference letter should also indicate the related benefits that you've been getting from the company and your location of employment and the hours you work per week and the type of employment to state whether this is a permanent job, full-time job or part-time job.
It is always advisable to include all the positions you hold within the company. In this example, I have worked there as a system engineer for a particular period as well as assistant system engineer for another period. Your duties and responsibilities corresponding to your NOC is a mandatory thing to note. You first need to find your correct NOC code.
I have already shown how to find your NOC code in my other video. So you can find the link of the video here. Now I will show you how to find the responsibilities and duties tagged with each NOC code. So here with the same link I have shared, we are going to the official website of finding the NOCs. So here you can search with your keywords and find the duties and responsibilities tagged here. You will see all related titles and professions with the typed keywords, and you need to use your judgments to find what is your correct NOC code here based on the duties and responsibilities. So while clicking one of the options available here, we will see related titles tagged with the selected NOC as well as the duties. So we need to judge based upon these titles as well as the duties listed here.
It's not just about your professional title. Each NOC codes have their duties and responsibilities corresponding to them. It is very important that you should not just copy the NOC code descriptions from the page to your reference letter. If you do that, IRCC may doubt your genuinity of this reference letter and they may have to proceed with some investigations which may delay your complete process timing and may cause refusal at the end. So my personal advice is write down your duties and responsibilities that you have performed with your company and then make a reference with the NOC code page or from the website. You can get some tips or some wordings from the NOC page, but do not just copy and paste the complete line or anything. Do not manipulate your job responsibilities in order to completely match with the NOC page. The failures to provide appropriate reference letters for particular periods of your employment may cause rejection of your applications. There will be some scenarios in which employer may not be providing you an experience certificate as you are currently working with that company. And sometimes you have worked with a company a long back and you couldn't get the detailed reference letter from them. We couldn't contact the HR person there to obtain this detailed certificate. So we have some other options in this case. We need to provide a letter of explanation to the IRCC saying that these are the genuine reasons why I'm not able to get this reference letter for this particular period. It doesn't mean that you don't have to provide any information related to your work experience in this case. It's not that. If you couldn't provide your reference letter or experience letter from HR of the company, you have an option to get it from your colleagues. This must include at least one person that you've been reporting to.
So, as I said, if you are not receiving the reference letter officially from the company HR, you have to submit it from your lead, manager, and your colleagues. So, there should be at least 3 reference letters that you have to provide.
If you are submitting the reference letters from your colleagues, supervisors, and lead person, you must submit other documents to prove your employment with the company, such as your pay stubs, your salary increment notifications, your promotion letters, your certificates of employment, or anything like that.
So, what are the components that should be included in a reference letter that is from your colleagues and your higher officials? So, let's see what are they. So here also we need to point out the relationship to the candidate's positions, duties you performed, your reasons for leaving, your performance attributes, your quality of work, strength, and etc. And your employment period, everything as we discussed there. And here is a sample reference letter format for you guys to refer.
So who need to submit these reference letters? If you have watched my previous video regarding the express entry draw, the primary applicant have to submit this reference letter as a mandatory document. And in case of Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program or Provincial Nomination Program or any kind of job related immigration program, still the primary applicant is the person who is required to submit this document in a mandatory way. If you have claimed a Canadian experience for your spouse other than the primary applicant, Your spouse also have to produce this reference letter for the permanent residency applications. For a Canadian work experience, it is required to produce their T4 form, that is your tax form, as well as the notice of assessment form that you receive after you file your taxes. If the applicant is a self-employed person, the article of incorporation or other evidence of business ownership or the evidence of self-employment income and the documentations from third-party individuals indicating the services provided along with the payment details would be sufficient to prove their work experience. Even if you don't have a plan to immigrate to Canada or any country, still you would need to get an experience certificate from all your past employers, and make sure the main duties and responsibilities mentioned your experience letter from your past employers should match with the NOC code description of the official website. So thank you for watching my video till the end. I hope it helped you to get an idea about what is a reference letter and what a reference letter includes.